Well, they closed down the mill and they closed down the mine. They said you can't work but pay your taxes on time. Got 3 little babies gonna starve to death or freeze. We started making white lightning, it was Grandpa's recipe. Run, rebel, run, run to no avail. Run, rebel, run to the Scott County Jail.
Hey everybody. Hey Chris.
Hey,
We are here. We're in separate places, and I'm really excited to be doing something kind of special tonight. But you guys are locked in for the next hour with myself and Christy. Tell us where you're at, Chris. What's going on?
I'm here at the historic Scott County Jail. We're going to do a live investigation. The last one was so great when you did it. So we'll see if the spirits respond to me like they responded to you. Obviously, I don't have the Tennessee accent and the Tennessee lineage, but maybe they'll forgive me tonight and come out and say, hey.
Hey, I always love it when we do these live investigations and can't wait to do more. I know we've kind of been absent a little bit the last the last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. We last week we had we were just inundated with tours. They're at historic rugby.
Yeah. We ended up 42 people took our tours over 2 nights.
Yeah, they were having a adult summer camp out there, and it was really cool to be included as their as their one of their excursions or their entertainment. Those 2 nights we ran 2 different tours, the North Village Cemetery as well as the Village tour, and everyone seemed like they had a lot of fun. I know I had a lot of fun giving it.
Yeah, no, I did as well, and I really thank Kara for allowing us to be a part of that and for really pushing the historic rugby after dark. I think everybody had a great time. I know we had some interesting things happen on some of our tours. I know you did at Uffington House. I did at Kingstone Lyle. And sorry, I don't know where to look on this thing. My camera's all wonky.
You look fine. You look fine.
Looking in different directions. But yeah, so like I said, Kingstone Lyle was great. Uffington was great. The schoolhouse, we had some activity. So I really think everybody had a great time on those tours.
Yeah. No, thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that. I guess I have come down with some kind of little bug or something. We were putting up decorations there at the jail, our 4th of July decorations, and I think I got into a little bit of dust or something. And so, and I've been kind of holding down the fort doing some things here at my house. Chris has been there at the jail, taking care of the jail. And so we thought we had a last minute cancellation. We had the Wyckoff Jailhouse that was supposed to be on tonight. And they kind of canceled on us a little bit tight there. And so we were looking for something cool to do. So why not do an investigation and do like we did before? Chris is there at the jail all by herself. And I am going to be manning and moderating the comments there. So if you guys want to help with this investigation while we're doing this, please put your questions that you want Chris to ask over in the comments section, and we will pull those up. And you can help her with the investigation there.
Yeah. Like I said, hopefully this will be as active as when you were here. We caught that amazing shadow figure. We still can't explain it. We've definitely heard some different things since we've done that. I think we've had a couple paranormal investigation teams here as well. So yeah, I've got some equipment set up on the second and the third floor. Got a couple of new things we're also going to try tonight and see if our spirits are reactive. Now, as Miranda said, we do have some 4th of July decorations up. It's actually pretty cool. Around all of the windows, we've got solar lights that flash red, white, and blue. So if it gets dark enough, it may act as a trigger item for us. Looks kind of like a lot of police cars surrounding the jail. So we'll see if maybe that draws out some activity as well, but not sure that it'll be dark enough by the time we're done with this.
Yeah, and the cool thing is we will be able to, like I said, kind of watch what Chris is doing here and give suggestions. So what I'm going to do here in just a few minutes is I'm going to maximize Chris's screen. So just look over my voice, but we will be putting your questions up there. So if you have any suggestions of where she's to investigate or where what you want to ask, then that would be great.
Yep.
So,
and I said I'm not alone. I do have the Sally Bean here with me tonight, but I may shut the door so she doesn't come up to the second or the third floor. She's here. She's here, just lounging, looking all fat and sassy, like she's wanting to do. So
I love these investigations because it's still daylight and you can definitely see this through this ambient light. You can see shadows and all that kind of stuff better. So I actually really like these daytime investigations.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, I've got a few things set up, and do we have anything else to kind of housekeeping stuff to talk about, or?
I don't think so. We're wrapping up the month. We had a lot of great tours this month, and so we are wrapping up the month. We do have a few tickets still available for this weekend for, I think you've got a guided ghost hunt at Rugby tomorrow night. And we've got a couple of rugby tours that's going this weekend that we do have sold tickets for that we're trying to sell out. And then if you're wanting to do an investigation during the month of July, I don't know I don't know that we have a lot for as far as tours go. I don't know that we have a lot of space open for those because we're pretty booked solid for the month of July on investigations.
And guided ghost hunts. For some reason, guided ghost really popular both here in Rugby. So, but that doesn't mean we don't have day tours. And hope here in the next week, we met with Highlands Telephone today about getting all of our stuff ported over to the bank building. So we'll probably be making soon. That will be moving all of our ticketing and office stuff over there. So we're really excited about that. I think that'll be a very good addition to what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, a long time in the making, and so we're really excited about that. We will be open 4th of July. We will be open all day that day, probably with extended hours, because we are in the back of the square there. So we'll probably open a little bit earlier and probably stay open until fireworks time. So the fact that that's hits on a Thursday, we're real excited. We'll have the escape room running all day long and something for everyone to do. Hopefully be in the bank building by that time. If not, that's okay. We may be up there directing people, letting them know that we're coming. But stay tuned for some information about that. But I think that's everything.
Okay. All right. Well, give me 1 second to remember how to set this camera around. By 1 moment. I think I got to do this for just 1 second.
And looking at the comments here. No, Wes, we will not be at the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash this year. Thanks for asking. We're just completely booked up solid with stuff going on, and it's kind of hard to get away. And then hello to Spirit of Clover Hill Village. All right, I'm going to minimize myself here, and to Chris, let me pull you up.
And as Miranda said, if y'all have any suggestions or comments or whatever, just let me know. So this is our drunk tank. Don't have a lot of stuff in here right now, but I do have our Soul Sisters REM pod. So let me show you what this is going to look like. So that's our skull REM pod. So it's pretty loud. So if that goes off down here in the bathroom, I'll definitely be able to hear it from the second and the third floor. But you know, Miranda had a great investigation last time she was doing this solo. So I do have some equipment set up on the second and the third floor. So I think I'm going to let it get a little bit darker on the second floor and go up to the third floor first. Now we do have this fun little music box. So we just got these from, I am so sorry.
James Brady.
James Brady, but what's the new name of their team? Spirit Led Paranormal Research.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really kind of cool. It's a music box, as well as a lantern. And so I've got it set here on the stairs. So if anything happens, if anything tries to come up the stairs, actually, hold on, let me go back down and shut this so Sally doesn't come up.
Do you just have one of those set up?
Yeah, just for right now. And it doesn't seem to want to stop. There it goes. I'll have to go through that one more time. But it's got a really wide range. He made us several of these. We will be selling them at the jail if anybody's interested. So up here, got something set up a little bit different. I've got the EDI Plus box here, but I also have a motion strip. So when I come up here, if anything comes out of this door, it'll light up this motion strip. So we'll be using that throughout the night. But I thought that was kind of cool because, you know, we do have that spirit figure that walks around. So he did come out of this door when you were here, but I've got it set up there first. I'm gonna have a REM pod here. I've got the spirit box in my pocket and a couple of K2 meters, but I think I'm gonna let it get a little bit darker and then come down and do the second floor. So we'll come up here to the third floor. Now this for me is where we get the best tripwire activity and direct response. So got the tripwire here. I've got some K2s that I'm going to turn on real quick. See if we can get responses to those. I'll turn on the tripwire. This is fast becoming my favorite tool, honestly.
Yeah, it works so well there.
It does. So for anybody who has not seen any of our lives or seen any videos related to the jail, obviously this is the third floor. This was a women's cell, so had a little bit of privacy in their bathroom here. Got some original graffiti. But we tend to get interesting responses in here. So I'll ask a few questions and see if we can get something to happen either on our tripwire. A little bit of K2 activity here for a minute. Can you step back, please? Step all the way back. Thank you. Step back for me. Are you female? You one of our female inmates? Can you light it all the way to red? Please, to confirm you're a female inmate, all the way. Take it all the way to red for me, please. I don't know if y'all can see that or not.
I can't tell it too good, and I suggest anybody put headphones on, just in case we do hear something, because we've had some pretty cool disembodied voices the last little bit.
Yeah. So I'm going to sit over here for just a minute. Like I said, for me, the tripwire seems to do really well here. Hopefully everybody can see it.
You can see the tripwire pretty good.
Okay. Is there any inmate that wants to come up and speak with me today? I thought I just heard shuffling. Can you come up the stairs, please? Sheriff Ellis, are you with us tonight? I'll move this out into the hall in just a little bit.
I'll just take your time. And anyone that has any questions, please put those over there in the comments and we'll make sure Chris asks those.
Are you the jailer who was walking around the other night when I had my friends here? I've got some like, almost like a couple of shuffling steps. Okay, there's something really loud that just bammed downstairs. I'll make sure there's nobody outside.
I'll check the camera.
No, there's nobody here. Did you hear that?
Uh-uh.
It was almost like that bottom door almost opened. That was wild. Ow, that was me hitting my knee into the door. Can you make that noise again, please?
Yeah, Bob, there's a lot of reverb upstairs, which makes it really good whenever you hear people moving on the stairs or moving the doors slamming. It's kind of wild, and it varies from cell to cell how the reverb is.
Brandon, you can check the cameras.
That's what I was doing.
Can you check the one in the bathroom and see if my REM pod is going off?
Okay, let me.
I thought it sounds like the REM pod is going off in the bathroom.
It's not lighting up. No, it's not going off right now.
Go back and look in a minute because it sounded like it just went off.
I'll look back at right now and see if there's.
Okay. It would have been like when the last 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
Okay.
Can you come up the stairs, please? Do you like it when we bring tours up here to speak with you? Jerome Boyett, are you in here tonight? Can you please come up the stairs?
On the events on the camera was when you walked in.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that picked up on the events when you walked in there.
Okay.
That was the only thing that picked up.
Okay. I don't know that music box sit on the stairs still. So I'm gonna try maybe going over here to Roy's cell for a minute.
Yeah, he may like you being there by yourself.
Maybe. We'll see. Again, for those who aren't familiar, this is one of our cell blocks here. And this particular cell down here in the back, we seem to get responses from somebody named Roy. And what's really strange is it smells like men's cologne in here.
Huh.
I know, it's kind of like really strong.
Maybe he's making himself all pretty for you.
Maybe. Maybe. I think I'm still too close to the K2s here. I don't know if the K2s are going to work. I may try Spirit Box. Because the K2s are kind of think I'm picking up from the live. So let me go with Spirit Box.
You know, I might go grab my Ovilus and have that running
That's a
from
cool idea.
here and see if anything odd pops up.
That's a cool idea.
So I'll go grab that right quick while you
Okay.
get that set.
All right. So what we're going to do here is use our Spirit Box. Roy, are you with me tonight? Why were you in this cell? You back? Miranda?
Yeah, I'm back.
Could you put your microphone on mute? Okay, thanks. Roy, why were you in this cell? Okay, there is something in this building. It just sounded like that thump again.
I don't know. I just got the word went on the Ovilus 5.
Why are you walking around down there?
We've got a question here from James Brady. He says to ask if Roy is the one making the noise that we all hear.
Okay. Hey, Roy, are you the one making all the noise?
Okay, so we just got on this Ovilus, we got Soon, Safe, and Peter.
Can you please come up here? I hear you. Can you please come all the way up here? I want to see you. Keep coming all the way, please. I want to try the spirit box for just a few more minutes in Roy's cell, and then I'll go down to the second level.
It said we just got strong and finish.
Okay, where I am, I'm going to finish with Roy here first. But there's something thumping downstairs.
I'm watching the cameras and I'm not seeing anything.
I think it may be on the second floor.
Dee Dee asks, ask him which bunk is his.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to turn on the spirit box again. Can y'all hear that?
Yes.
Hey, Roy, which bunk is yours?
Was that a voice?
I didn't hear one. I was focused on the...
There was some kind of voice that responded whenever you asked that question.
On the spirit box or audible?
Audible.
Roy, is that you? Can you please come upstairs? What year is it for you? What was the name of the sheriff that arrested you?
Kim Brady says to ask, who is that on the jailer's walk in the front of the building, jailer or prisoner?
Is it a jailer that walks? Is it an inmate that walks? Were you guilty? There is something moving. It's right. It sounds like it's either right on the top of the stairs or the hallway. It's the third or fourth time it's done it.
I heard that. I heard that just then. Sounded back there almost like 3 steps.
And it's not Sally because she's downstairs. I shut the door.
Dee Dee says that she saw a lot.
Where?
Where did you see that, Dee Dee? She says the center of the screen by the bars closer to the door.
We do have a little bit of sunlight coming through. So I don't...
Oh, I bet she saw, if she saw something like a green light, that's probably the refraction. As I just saw. The Ovilus 5 just said Mike and Slain.
Kind of like that type of slain.
Yeah, Slain, Slain, and Mike. Maybe Mike got injured in there. Just looking at the comments here. Tyrene Pooler says, when we were there, the original Haint Hunters, our shoes kept coming untied. I wear those shoes all the time and they never untie, but it was happening to 2 of us. Ever heard of that before?
Oh, but that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Was it on the second or the third floor? Because if it was on the second, that'd be pretty wild, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah, if you're still with us, Tyrene, let us know. Let us know what floor that happened on while she's responding. Bob is asking about tobacco for a trigger item, and Felicity says try rattling jail keys.
Oh, yeah, I can go grab the jail keys for sure. Yes, we do use tobacco. I can grab a cigarette and the jail keys.
Okay, and I'll continue while you're going to get that, seeing if there's any comments. Great comments and questions, guys. Okay, Dee Dee said that ball of light was a tiny ball of light. When she saw it there, she said it was white or goldish. And it was when you were standing in front of the cell asking questions with the spirit box. We'll definitely go back and look at that. Oh, that's wild. We just got smell on the Ovilus.
All right, Sally, we know that Sally's not making noise because she's too fat and lazy to move around. She's right where I left her. Sally,
She's so good.
say hi. People love you. Good girl.
Okay.
So just so you know, this is how many paranormal investigation teams have been here to the jail. We give everybody a set of handcuffs when they come, and we hang them on an original window bar from the jail. Getting my workout today. Pardon my shortness of breath. All right, so for those who have not seen them, I'll lay them out actually. These are our jail keys, solid brass.
Okay, Dee Dee said that it was about 319. She went back and looked, and she says it came out of the ceiling. So we'll definitely go back and look. Thank you, Dee Dee.
All right, let's see if we can get a response with the keys.
I'm going to mute myself until there's another question.
Hey, inmates. I've got the keys. And if you can let me know you're here tonight, I'll leave your cells unlocked. I'll leave all of the doors up here unlocked tonight, but I have to know you're here. Jerome, Harvey, anybody want their cell unlocked tonight?
We got thanks and okay on the Ovilus.
Nice.
And drop. I'm going to see if, just by asking, can you tell me what Chris has in her hand? Said material. What kind of material does Chris have in her hand? James Brady says, rattle the cell doors.
That was loud down underneath me. Can you please come up here with me, please? I'm the only person here. If you can rattle your cell door, I'll leave it open tonight. All right, y'all forgive me, but I can't whistle, but I'm going to try. I just want to sit here for just a second, stand here for just a second. Is there anybody in this stairwell with me? It's almost time for lights out, inmate. Can you touch that light on the floor again, please?
The ovilist just said which. Like which one?
Oh, I thought it meant like I'm a witch.
No, like which one?
Touch the light on the floor, please. The one that's on the third floor landing. Can you do that, please? What do you say to people who don't believe you're real? There are people here who don't believe you exist. What do you tell those people? How do you show them that you're real? I'm gonna step down here for just a minute. And then I'll bring the tripwire down.
I think the lighting on the second floor should be getting pretty good.
I guess that's got a longer range than I anticipated, because that kind of startled me.
James says, ask them to say one of your names on the ovilus.
All right, so this is where, oh, let me turn the REM pod. Okay, so again, this is what I need to go, that's where the light sensor is. So you can tell I have to be right around there to set it off. So let's turn on the REM pod here for a minute. I'll set you down for 1 second. Did we ever figure out which cell the shoestrings were coming off on, untied on?
No, she must not be on there. But you know what? I'm going to message her.
Yeah.
And I'll message her right now and see. Bob Burnell says, whoops. I've thought about bringing a guitar to an investigation. Have you tried that? That's one of the things we encourage our teams to do is to, if you play musical instruments, to bring those. We've had a lot of luck with people singing and playing instruments. I wish more teams would do that. But that's something that actually works really, really well here. And James Brady says, if you can see the music box, it can probably see you. That needs to be your sticker that's on it, James.
Is there anyone on this second floor with me tonight? We have a couple of devices set up. One in front of cell number 1. And if you come out of cell number 2, we know you do that. And in front of cell number 3. Now, last time you came out of cell number 1 and we saw you. And we appreciate that. If you're in cell number 2, can you please step out, please?
Melissa says to ask what emotion are they feeling right now?
Question. Magic?
Yeah, Magic and Robert is what just came across this.
Robert? As in Robert Goad?
Yeah,
As in the one
and
that-
Ledge.
on this floor?
Yes.
If you could name one emotion that you're feeling right now, what would it be? What emotion are you feeling right now? Do you like when we play Amazing Grace? Is that the song you like most? I might go get the tripwire in a minute. What's ever on this floor seems to like it.
I just got gag on there. Felicity says if you have any rules for the jail, maybe read a few out loud in an authoritative manner.
All right, we're going to have lights out. Inmates. There's not going to be any talking. You can only answer direct questions tonight. If you're in the kitchen, you need to get back to your cells.
Is the person in cell 2, could they wave out the door like they've done before? Just stick your arm out and wave.
Hey, Shoestring, are you in cell number 2 tonight? If there's anybody in cell number 2, can you please just wave and acknowledge that you're here?
Is the EDI doing anything?
Nope. No, it's kind of just kind of quiet tonight, except for those thumps that I heard. I mean, usually, you know me, I feel more creeped out on this floor than the third floor, but I don't feel anything on this floor tonight.
We just got shy and L. That's just the letter L.
Did you know Robert Goad? Did you know him while he was here? What about Marion Carson?
Janet says, is there someone you missed because you're in jail?
Good question. Is there anybody that you miss?
Got bar. I guess they missed the bar.
Were you in here because you were drunk? Did they arrest you for intoxication?
Dee Dee says, how do you sleep at night? Any dreams?
Do you have dreams when you're sleeping in here at night? What about night?
And she says she loves the answer to the bar, which I think is pretty funny too.
Do you like when Miranda's up here speaking with you? Wave your hand out of cell number 2 if you like it when Miranda's here. You're probably related.
Probably.
Is Miranda your relative?
She's got release and reveal and Walter.
Walter?
We get Walter a lot.
Is Walter here? What about Chef Dan? You know, I was nervous that this was going to be the crazy floor after what happened to you, but
Now
I mean,
it's quiet.
here right now. I was more startled up on the third floor.
Yeah. So there's a few questions here.
Okay.
Let's see. Bob says, why do spirits stay at a place they were imprisoned at in life?
Well, I mean, if you're asking personally, I think, like, for example, Richard Ellis, who I think is one of our most prominent spirits here. I think that he's here because his murder was unsolved. For some of those that were lynched here, like, or the inmate that we refer to as Shoestring, I just think that this was the last place that they knew and they were. Is there anybody who's willing to speak with me tonight? Can you just step out of your cell, please, and let's have a conversation?
April said she heard a squeaky noise.
Squeaky noise.
And James says, what do they like to drink? Or ask what they like to drink.
Does anybody want some toilet hooch? I'll bring the hooch out. I'll open the bottle and leave it open all night if you can step out of cell number 2. Or step out of cell number 1 and touch that light on the floor. Man, I want that shadow figure to come back. What are the chances that lightning will strike twice?
I know.
Can you please step out of your cell?
I know. I'm watching. Do what?
Oh, I swear to God, I just heard a man's voice. That's that, and that's creepy. James, seriously, we need some upbeat music. What was the question that I asked? Does anybody remember? I lost it, but I could have sworn a man's voice just said no.
You were talking about drinks.
That was crazy loud. We're gonna have to go back and listen to that.
We got a thing called Justice and Hold on the obelisk.
Boy, that's really talky tonight.
It is. I've just got it sitting on the table.
That's kind of an interesting experiment.
Legs and mop.
I'm gonna take this down to the second floor real quick, see if anything will happen with it down there.
Well, and two, it was a little bit earlier or not earlier, but it was right around this time. Oh, bacon. Got
Bacon. That's what I had for dinner.
80 and angry. Maybe they were in there in 1980. And it says they're angry and bacon.
We can't be
Got
angry
leg
with
again. Okay, this thing is talking like crazy. We got seat, leg, and chief. I want you to take a seat. We got leg twice in the last round thing.
All right, I'm going to put this right here for a second. Can you see me?
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm going to run the tripwire.
But it was earlier, or not earlier, but a little bit darker the last time too.
Yeah. Well, we definitely inched closer to the summer solstice.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're coming up here almost to the top of the hour. So if anybody has any last minute questions that you want to ask before we're done.
That went by fast.
Yeah. Oh, they got it just said starve.
Huh. Right after bacon. That's cool.
Yeah, and you're right there at the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so looking at the questions here, first, Sonia says, show a little leg, Christy.
Yeah, no, that's okay, Sonia.
And then Dee Dee says, what is that room behind you? Which happens to be the kitchen, and we're getting all these kitchen responses.
Yeah.
And then
I'm just going to try. Go ahead.
Oh, Nancy says, I'd love to hear all the responses on lady. Starve and lady. And we can definitely go back, Nancy, and see a listing of what all the questions were.
Okay.
And I've also got the cameras up, Chris. I'm looking at I keep watching the drunk tank down there. You might ask if somebody down there can knock or set something off because I've got that camera pulled up.
Scratch. Is there somebody who can go down into the drunk tank, please? Sheriff Ellis, can you please go to the drunk tank? All right, second floor inmates. Trustees, if you want me to leave your cell doors open tonight, can you touch one of the lights on the floor? You have to let me know you're here. All right, how about this? Do you want me to bring Sally up here? If you want Sally up here, so you can see her, can you touch anything that's on the floor? If you want Miranda to come over here.
Do you guys miss me?
If you want me to leave your space for tonight. If you want me to leave you some moonshine or some whiskey. Touch something on the floor.
Were you the one that was untying those ladies' shoes the other night?
Do you untie people's shoes here? Is that a funny game you play? Yep. Did you see it?
Yep,
See
and
it?
it was right back there by Shoestring's cell.
Thank you. That is pretty funny. How many times did you untie their shoestrings? Did you do it more than twice? If you did it more than 2 times, that's pretty funny.
Were you trying to make them fall? And Bob says that was an instant response.
It was.
And Guy. Just Guy. And then Dee Dee says, does Sally ever look like she's having an experience?
Oh yeah, Sally, and Sally does come up here and act like she's having, like somebody's petting her. And we've actually had teams get the EV of Kitty or Sally or something that indicate that it wants Sally up here.
And we just got the word bright on here. Are those lights bright? Can you make one of those lights flash for us? On the count of 3, make one of those lights flash. 1, 2, 3.
All right, I'm going to ask you one more time just to confirm. Did you untie shoestrings or shoelaces of people who were here? Can you touch your light again?
They think you're northern. And slur.
Do you not like it when people have shoelaces on? Or shoestrings?
What is your theory? You said that you had a theory, and obviously Tyrene's not on here still, but we'll definitely message her. What's your theory?
No, that's the theory, right? If it was on the second floor and it was shoestring, where, for those who don't know, we have a shadow figure here. We affectionately call him shoestring, shoelace. And if that's where their shoes were coming untied, that'd be pretty wild.
Yeah, he hung himself with his shoelaces.
Yeah, in the cell right here, the cell right here where that light just flashed. That's where he hung himself.
Yeah, and that's where we saw the shadow figures, saw the arm wave. That's a pretty little active cell, and
I'm gonna go the other.
mediums get emotional in that cell. And so looking at this, Bob says they would have a field day with him because he's as northern as it gets. And then Dee Dee says maybe they wanted the shoestrings for killing another inmate. That's
Let this light go off and I'll ask that question. Did you use shoelaces as a weapon? Touch one of the lights on the floor if you used shoelaces as a weapon. All right, I'm giving you permission to come out of your cells now. All trustees can walk around.
Is Chef Dan working in the kitchen tonight? Honestly, I'd like a fried bologna sandwich. Is there somebody there that can fry me up some bologna?
Hey, Dan, you in the kitchen? Who was the
Well,
person who wanted bacon? Yeah,
and
Chef,
a,
pretty
yes,
active.
yeah, and a beer.
Ooh, and
Y'all have any beer up there? Maybe in your secret stash, your private collection.
does anybody want me to leave them a beer tonight? If you do, you have to touch one of the lights on the floor, and I'll run a beer up.
Does anybody want a little Debbie cake? Moon pie?
Now, wait a second. I got to go get all this stuff. If these
Yeah.
flashing, I'm gonna have to go grocery shopping.
Well, when you do that, bring me some over. Melissa says she'll take a BLT. We're just gonna take orders here.
Okay. Got a BLT. All right.
Marianne does.
A beer or BLT or both.
And field trip to the kitchen.
Oh shit! Everything in front of me just lit up. Sorry, didn't mean to say that, but all of these things just lit up.
See, it's when we start talking about food. Everybody loves food.
Sorry, that whole strand in front of me just lit up. Chef Dan, are we talking about food now? Is that your specialty? Do you want me to leave you a BLT? Yeah, either Chef's going to be busy or I am. Can you touch those lights again, please? Just one more time.
Is that walking?
Oh my God. I just heard.
Yeah, I heard that, and everyone else heard the footsteps. It is right after 8, which we do tend to hear. We do tend to hear that stuff around the top of the hour.
I mean, that was like footsteps and like pant leg shuffling.
Yeah. Where did it sound like it was coming from?
Right, so the stairs are right here in this foyer. If that music box goes off, I'm out of here.
I'm just looking to see if I see any neat looking shadows on the wall right there. Because it's
I'm just gonna go. All right, the music box will go on.
the lighting is really good right now for shadows.
I'm just gonna sit here on the stairs.
Is it time to do your patrol? Are you checking to make sure people are in their cells for the evening? If so, can you slam one of those cell doors or make the REM pod light up in the drunk tank? If that lights up, I'm putting it on the screen.
I just heard 2 thumbs upstairs. There's now a mower guy outside. Who mows at 8 o'clock at night?
Let me just double check the cameras outside. Excuse me. Nothing on any of the outdoor cameras.
Are you ready for lights out, inmate?
Thank you, everyone, for confirming about hearing those footsteps. That's something that's very common that we do hear from there. And we've really been able to pinpoint them down to a time.
Did anybody in there on the second floor know Robert Goad? Was he in cell number 2?
Okay, Bob asks a great question. I know my thoughts on this, but I want to see yours. He says, does temperature ever play a factor as far as activity goes?
Yes. Yeah, it does. Personally, I think it's more active when it's colder.
Yeah.
Right now, I've got all the air off except for the first floor for Sally. So it's about 78, 80 degrees in here right now.
And then
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't know about you, but I know for me, one thing I've noticed at the jail and at rugby is that it seems like it's a lot more active when it is cooler, and that seems to affect the activity a lot more than the moon phases,
Mhm.
at least from what I experience.
Yeah.
The only time I get good activity when it's hot is when I'm in Florida, and it's because there's not much of a fluctuation in temperatures down there.
That's true.
There's
Yeah.
hot, and hail.
The Gilchrist County Jail was the most active place ever, and it was about 110 degrees that night.
Yeah.
I think I've ever sweated that much in my life. All right, we'll put it to the second floor. Do you want me to leave the air conditioner on tonight? Touch one of the lights on the floor in front of me if you want me to take the temperature down. Do you
It's
like
crazy.
colder?
Is it easier for you to move and do things when it's colder? Is it harder when it's hot? I know I don't want to do anything when it's hot.
Can you
It's
please
crazy.
Can you please light up one of the lights on the floor if it's harder for you to manifest if it's hot? Is it harder when it's cold? Does temperature not affect you at all?
I'm just watching, hoping that a shadow will cross that light beam
Yeah, me too.
right there.
Like I want to sit here just because if that thing goes off, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. And
But anyway,
everyone's talking about the music box playing, and James says his son wrote the music for the music box. Trevor's very talented with videography and with music, and he hit the mark when it came to coming up with something creepy for the music box. I love it.
Yeah, it is. It is creepy, but by yourself and it's goes off. It's a little startling. It should start out with dun 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 dun. There, oh, did you see it?
Yeah,
Like,
lit up.
is the
Is
music? Is that creepy to you?
Can you walk in front of door number 2? Can you light the light up there in front of cell number 2, please?
Did anybody know Marion Carson?
Did anybody know Barry Bowling?
Do you know Barry Bowling? What about Ben Fowler? Thanks,
I
Jane.
laugh too. And I am hoping that somebody will stick their arm out or walk through there and scare you.
I'm not gonna lie. If that light panel lights up, I will be pretty startled.
Would you like to see Chris startled or jump? Bob says he heard a man say something after you said Fowler. We'll definitely go back and
Okay.
watch this. And I want to thank you guys for your questions
Yeah.
and for investigating with us and watching this with us. It's a little different doing it in the daylight and stuff. And soon the days will be getting a little bit shorter, but it's always fun when we can come together and do this. Celestial Crystal Creation says, ever find the box cutter?
Nope. I've seen it. I
No.
have yet to see that razor blade. Have no idea where it went. No idea what it looks like. Can you light up the lights on the floor if you know where the razor blade is?
Or a razor blade, because apparently our jail keeps producing razor blades.
Are there
But
any blades, any other weapons, any other contraband here, inmates?
and that is Lori Yaney. Hey, Lori. Thank you, Barbara Joe. Melissa, glad you all are enjoying it. And thank you, Chris, for doing an investigation tonight, being over there by yourself.
One more. Wow. I guess James is right. Hey, Roy. It's like it just ran up behind.
Are there any tools upstairs?
You hear it?
The sound was cutting out. That was what was really weird, was the sound cut in and out when you got over there.
Can you walk again, please? Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave the camera, see if I can leave the camera right here, and then walk down the cell block. Let's see if I can do this real quick. See if I can find a way to do this. Let's see where I can leave the camera because it seems to happen That's not gonna work. It seemed
What about on the fire right there? The
Did that flip? Okay.
yeah. Or the other thing you could do is close that cell door right there in the entryway. It's got that little platform.
Put them together. Stand by. We're gonna make this work because it seems to do it when I walk away. I make these handy inventions called a tripod. I wish I would have had one. Okay. I'm gonna walk away. Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna mute my mic.
Come on up with me. I need everybody in their cells. We get a jailer up here. Did anybody know Marion Carson? What was that?
I don't know what that was, but I heard it.
Hear it?
Yeah, it was really loud. And the obelisk just said mop and panel right after that.
Hey, that was not on my end of the thing. That was somewhere up there, up on the stairs. It was like a click. That was wild. Okay, let's try this one more time. Did you know Marion Carson?
Okay, I don't know if it was the sound of you walking, but at one point when you walked away there, it sounded like a voice really close said, "Go."
Yeah, I didn't say anything. And here's the sound. Okay, I'm just behind my phone right now. So here's the sound of me walking.
I'll go back and listen, but oh, this thing's talking like crazy. Paper and spoon is what it just said.
I didn't say anything, so I don't know who would say the word go. All right, I'm gonna go down the other way. All right, here we go.
Okay, we're at 8:20. So anyone getting your last minute questions in, we'll have to probably wrap up here in a few minutes. All these people are saying that they heard it, and then Lori says that noise was not from you walking. To me, it sounded like a voice that said either go or something of that nature as you walked away.
Well, as soon as when you said that, I had already stopped. I had already been stopped for a couple beats. So we'll have to go back and look at that. But I mean, that seems to be an interesting experiment where you just leave the phone and just walk away. Because that's when I'm hearing the footsteps is when I walk away. All right, so I'm gonna turn my camera around now. Whoops, whoops, camera, whoops, nope. What is going on here? Okie dokie. There I am. All right. And there's my Thank you, everybody, for being with us tonight and hanging out with us. That sounded a little bit brutal. I mean, I think we had a few things. Not obviously no shadow figures, but I mean, we're not going to get one every time. But I think we had a couple of cool reactions. But as Miranda said, thank you all so much for hanging with us tonight and asking questions and being so attentive and kind of being my eyes and ears. Did I lose you, Miranda?
No, of course my mic is muted. Thank you all so much for watching. I mean, we're glad you enjoyed it, and it's always a lot of fun. And Lori, we hope you make it back this year. And it was nice when you stopped down before, so you're always welcome. We'd love to have you back. And the rest of you over here, I know a lot of you have investigated here at the jail, talking about being excited about coming back. We hope you do come back. Join us for an investigation. You know, we're coming up on our third year and third year anniversary of being open. And you know, these tours that we give and activity that we talk about, it's all activity that you folks have helped us to gather this data and this stuff that we put out there and show for people. So thank you all so much. We really appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely. So as Miranda said, we probably won't have a show next week because it is 4th of July. We may pop on and do a couple of live things, but you know, nothing organized really. But again, thank you all so much. We really appreciate it. I'm gonna start clearing up all this equipment now before the sun really goes down, because that's when it gets kind of creepy by yourself here. But thank you, everybody. We really do appreciate all of your support.
Yeah, and if you're looking for more paranormal content, I have Larry Eisler from Expedition Entity and Paraflix and Small Town Productions. I mean, this guy does it all when it comes to, he's an author, filmmaker, producer. He's going to be on the show, and we're going to be talking about what he's doing, but also kind of talking about a really interesting topic of AI and the paranormal. Going to kind of dig a little deep in there. I'm really interested because it is a interesting phenomenon that I think is scarier than paranormal. So I'm very interested to pick his brain about that. So if you head on over to the Ghost Biker Explorations Facebook page and YouTube channel, we'll have Larry on here in about 35 minutes. So, and thank you all so much. I hope I get to feeling better pretty quickly too. We've got tours this weekend, and I need to be able to breathe and talk on these tours.
Yep. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Again, like the Historic Scott County Jail Facebook page, like Historic Rugby After Dark, Ghost Biker Explorations, and Soul Sisters Paranormal, and we really do appreciate all of the support. So we hope everybody has a fantastic evening tonight.
Yeah, good night, everyone.